I don't know if you've ever tried to enforce goodwill between your kids or any other human beings, but if you have, you'll know by now it can't be done. Goodwill between people depends on an attitude of willingness, and that can't be forced. Properly introduced, though, it can be picked up by choice. I believe we have to change our attitude about water, and if we do, water pollution will become a thing of the past. The attitude we need is to see water as a treasured gift rather than a commodity. All you've got to do to see water as the gift it is to think about life here on the water planet. 80% of the weight of the average cell in your body, and in every other living thing, is water. Water connects all life on Earth. Yesterday, a water molecule in one of your cells might have been in a bite of celery. Before that, a part of a raindrop that evaporated from the St. Lawrence River, and before that it might have been deposited as urine by a deer that drank it from a woodland pond in Manitoba. Through water, we're connected to the garden, the river, the deer, the clouds, the ocean, to each other, and the whole Earth. Almost everything we do either affects or relies on water in some way. The product we buy in the hardware store today might have been made by an acid rain creating plant in Ohio last month, and the acid rain it creates might fall on our favorite fishing lake tomorrow. That old half-used can of pesticide we threw in the garbage last week, along with those 2 old cans of paint, might just leach from the city landfill and into our groundwater by next year or the year after. Most of us don't really think about the effect we personally have on the water. It's a pretty big effect, though. The average Canadian uses about 150 gallons of water a day directly for things like cooking, washing, flushing, and watering. Most of it goes for flushing. But our indirect use is an incredible 1,800 gallons a day. Of this, about 1,600 gallons are used to grow crops and livestock, and another 180 gallons are used by industry to manufacture the products we rely on for the good life. You can see agriculture is a major water user, and I know there's a lot the agriculture industry could do to cut down on water use. A trip to Israel a few years ago convinced me of that. But let's not blame agriculture. Let's look at what we can do. We'll start with that dumbest of all inventions, the flush toilet. The old-style ones use about 6 gallons of flush, and the newer ones around 4. And are we ever flush crazy? Did you ever notice how first Tommy comes in from playing for a tinkle, and of course he flushes. Then Sister Mary has to tinkle too, and naturally she has to flush. And so do Mom and Dad, and then it's Tommy's friend's turn, and on it goes. Before you know it, 50 gallons of expensive treated water have been returned to the treatment plant carrying less than a gallon of actual waste material. And then the water plant has to try to separate the little drops of tinkle waste from the water. I wonder if they actually get it all. Anyway, one of the most effective things we can do to conserve water is to put some kind of water-saving device in the toilet tank. You can either buy them in the local hardware store or simply fill a couple of 1-liter bottles with water and a few pebbles and set them in the tank. Making sure the toilet isn't leaking is another good thing to do, as is checking all taps for leaks and installing water-saving shower heads. There are all kinds of ways to save water and to keep from polluting it, like not flushing toxic wastes and other junk like paint solvents and paper diapers down the drain. It's amazing the effect individuals can have when they want to. A few years ago, a city in Colorado had to build a new water treatment plant. The city management decided to encourage water conservation so the new plant would be able to meet the city's needs for a long time. A great campaign to conserve water was launched, and the citizens responded with enthusiasm. They literally cut their water consumption in half. That meant millions of gallons a year after that didn't get polluted. There's lots we average citizens can do to protect our water. But it starts with seeing water as a gift, not a commodity. I'm Noel McNaughton.